at this moment regarding the stroke image, because you get a lot of patients in your hospital, the patients who suffer from stroke. Now we came a long way. In fact, I was basically in the store during this period. At this time, before 85, we had on the patient clinical examination. That is one of the very important to differentiate whether it is hemorrhagic stroke or ischemic stroke. Then angiography, ventricography, lumbar puncture. Just I was talking to Professor Dasgupta that during that period we had only these things in hand, clinical and or echoangiography. And after 85, the first CT came to Calcutta in the year of 1980, at the end of 1983. Okay. And from 85 onwards, we had a better CT scan machine. After 85, from 94 onwards in Calcutta, we had it. So the stroke imaging, essentially, imaging the vessels or imaging the brain. Okay. A cerebral hemorrhage, if you suspect cerebral hemorrhage or any patient with stroke, the patient should have CT first. If you don't get hemorrhage, put the patient in MRI. If the patient comes within 3 hours, put the patient in MRI, do diffusion rated image, go for thrombolytic therapy, patient will be safe. Patient will walk straight out of your body. Okay. Of course, there are certain limitations. If you think ischemic stroke, go for multimodal CT, CT perfusion, go to counter CT or MSCT. If you suspect stroke, clinic or non-stroke, do CT or MRI. Say meningioma, what I have told you, there are so many stroke-related patients I have shown you. These patients are not, these are not vascular episode, but this is due to the stroke, maybe due to meningioma or any other tuberculoma or granuloma, etc. That means that all these cases should be examined with MRI or CT. Now we had conventional energy, may defect. The anterior communicating artery is elevated. So we are suspecting that we are dealing with it. Something wrong, which is in the cerebellum, or there is deviation of the anterior cerebral artery. So there is something wrong, and with some blush. So there is a tumor over here. These are the assumptions, and with this, we are happy to diagnose that we are dealing with a tumor or a lesion. Now we had digital subtraction angio for the neck vessels to show you narrowing. Okay? Or CT angio of the neck vessels is possible, but CT angio in one sense is very important to tell you whether you are dealing with any calcific plug or soft plug. If you are dealing with a calcified plug, okay. If you are dealing with a soft plug, that is more vulnerable to detachment and may lead to cerebral stroke. So the CT can differentiate soft plug and calcium. And there is a scoring system of calcium scoring, especially in the coronary CT. Similarly, MRI angio, as I have told you, it is almost non-invasive, and sometimes to see the neck vessel, you may not require any contrast. If you give contrast, the resolution will be better. Now, we came a long way as talking in stroke imaging, multimodal CT, CT angio, CT perfusion, multimodal MR, diffusion, perfusion MR, MR angio, diffusion X-ray imaging. Now we have got TET, positive emission tomography, and SPECT, single photon emission computed tomography. Now, this is basically for those who are basically not for the consultant. Basically, this is the flow chart. This part, which is not neglected often, as I was talking to Professor Dasgupta, the TV on our field, we used to examine the patient thoroughly. But nowadays, for some reason or others, we are not much serious to examine the patient, because the patient's examination gives a lot of clue, and you may omit a lot of imaging extravaganza or other pathological extravaganza. This is the flow chart what I have given. I am not going into detail. I shall give you this printout. So, if you consider carotid TA, then these are the things what we have found. If you think of arterial insufficiency, then these are the things what we have. A transcranial doctor is one of the important investigations used in certain centers, especially in certain institutes, and then gives non-invasive assessment of the intracranial presence. That is also useful. And if you look at this picture, what it is?
I said white matter hypotension.
Where low density lesion in the right ventricular area or internal capsule. That's outside the okay. So this is an infarct. Why did it happen? You have to go for carotid, ultrasound or carotid doctor. These are irregular plaques and the intimal thickness that can be measured. Okay. Now, as you know, the stroke is definitely in our country, in fact, in eastern part of this country, hemorrhagic stroke is very high. I have a database of 9,000 patients, and 50% patients suffer from hemorrhagic stroke in our institute. And there are a lot of issues that are coming up with every new development. So the changing concept of imaging that I have discussed. Okay. So ischemic stroke or hemorrhagic stroke, ischemic may be thrombotic or embolic, another group is non-stroke or stroke. Now, we used to call the time is spent. Whenever you get a patient of stroke, don't waste time, because if you waste time, you are losing the vital part of the brain sooner and there is less chance of completing. Now we call it penumbra. That is the most of the penumbra imaging is the choice of imaging what we do. Because the center, that part is necrosis, the surrounding area, which is relatively suffering ischemic change, that can be reversed back if you do not pick. And that can be picked up by, and that penumbra, that core part, that is okay, that is done. That is irreversible. But this penumbra part, that is under markings and that is relatively ischemic. And that can be set. Now we think of penumbra imaging. Okay. So naturally, the pathophysiology as far as pathophysiology is concerned, the normal gray matter requires a blood flow of 60 to 80 milliliters per 100 compounds. Normal white matter requires almost 1/3 of this amount of blood. And cerebral blood flow falls below 10 milliliters per 100 compounds brain tissue per minute, it causes ischemic influx. And at 15 to 18 milliliters per 100 per minute there is electrical failure. And it is reversible if the blood supply is restored. These are the things which should be kept in mind. And below 10 milliliters per 100 per minute for several minutes there is failure. There is irreversible damage. And between electrical failure and energy failure, the cells may survive for several hours and function. And if blood flow is restored, this state is defined as ischemic penumbra. Okay. So naturally, I shall give you the printout, no problem. You don't have to take photographs. Usually I send all the, if you have any computer or you can collect it from, because, so with neuroprotection sometimes the permanent ischemic damage can be set to minimum. Now there are 4 major types of stroke. The problem what we face is with cerebral infarction and venous occlusions. Now hyperacute stroke, hyperacute ischemic stroke. Within 6 hours, if the patient comes to you in sitting, it is often normal except hypertension between cerebral arterial side, or very subtle obscuration of the lenticulum or insular ligament or effacement of the ciliary lesion. Often it is not. And in MR, there is absent flow wide because the flowing vessel, with the flowing blood, they do not produce any signal. If there is no flow, it will give a signal. That is called flow wide. Absent flow wide is flow normal vessel and so no signal, flow wide. There is vascular enhancement or abnormality of diffusion or that I will come to later. Now, if this is not contrast, CT no contrast. So, in fact, normally in young patients, except in ADP, the abnormality vessels are visible. But if you look at this one, this is the common carotid. In bifurcation, this one is middle cerebral, will go like this. M1 segment is this one, M2, then M3 segment goes in this way to the insular region. But this side you cannot see. This is the earliest sign, or one of the very important signs that you are going to deal. We are dealing with a patient of middle cerebral artery. This is dense middle cerebral artery. Okay. Now look at MR. MR picks up in ischemic changes. Ischemic, either embolic or thrombotic infarction. Much hard. If we have to detect within 3 hours, if you plan for thrombolytic. Normal, look at this one, coronal T to MR. PR is 4000. So long PR, long T equal to T to T. CSFs are dry, hyperintense. Okay. Now if you look at this one and look at this one, this is symmetrical normal. And where is the abnormality over here? This is normal. This part is just subtle and there is changes of hyperintensity in the value. But still, I am not happy with this one. I will opt for a different option. Okay. Now, there is example. This is an example of multiple small infarct in the paraventricular area. Small one. Okay? But which one is the offending agent? For this one, you have to take help of MR, especially diffusion. MR will pick up all the lesions, rather more lesions. But diffusion MR will tell which one is a lesion. So, here are total density images. See the one time infarct, just visible in T2. Sorry, in clear, in T1 weighted image, this is hypotense, hypointense, sorry. And in T2, this is hypotense. Okay? This is the appearance of the infarct in the quantum image. Now, we have to take help of the diffusion. Is it accurate? Is it? The same patient, if it gives a sine through, T2 sine through appearance, we call it sine through appearance, a bright appearance. That is diffusion positive. Any infarct of recent onset will give diffusion positive or sine through appearance. And simultaneously, this should be combined with apparent diffusion coefficient or ADC. It will be just inverse. If diffusion is positive, go for ADC method or rather ADC demonstration. Same section, ADC. Just reverse. It is hyperintense, this should be reverse. Hyperintense. If it is diffusion negative, no need of ADC method. Okay? So diffusion is equal to, diffusion positive equal to hyperintense or T2 sine through appearance. Okay. Now acute on subline protein, if you look at this one in the middle cerebral arterial trade, in different product, T2, T1, and this one is clear. There are certain components. These are essential hemorrhagic components. In CT, it is difficult to say whether there is any hemorrhagic component or not. Although the treatment options are not, that will not damage the patient's affected part, because the low dose aspirin got to be affected. It can be given in hemorrhagic lesions too. Okay. And MRI angio shows this middle cerebral artery, M1, M2 segment, M3 segment, these peripheral branches are occluded. And that led to the infarction. Okay. So we take help of T1, T2 fair, and MRI angio. But still, here diffusion has no much practical implication. We need to know if you want to treat the patient immediately. Say you are going to send the patient for convolutions, either intraarterial or through the catheter into the particular artery. Then you need diffusion. But here already we have some long duration. Okay. But still, for perfusion MR, sometimes you do perfusion MR. Normally, the perfusion curve is like this. After giving contrast, we do sequential imaging and we go for a mapping like this. But in perfusion defect, if there is a perfusion defect, we get this type of vision. So there is less blood supply to this one. Now, this is immediate after clinical onset of ictus. See, it is normal, but I have told you, within 6 hours it may be like this. After 3 days, see, these are the lesions what they do. Mumpachi, shall I switch over to other interesting topic? Anyway, this is the first city. Look at subtle changes. This temporal area is hypotenuse. And the second day, the lesion is quite obvious. The CT takes time to show you the pictures, I mean the changes. But MR will pick up. See, after 12 days, the MR definitely, it was taken later, the patient came later, that naturally. The MR shows the entire area of what has been involved in T2 agitations. Okay? Why T2? TR is more than 3000, T is around 100, 78 or 77. Okay? Again, the flare action, T1 action, clearly you can just, you have to look carefully. This is the lesion in the middle cerebral artery, and of course there is no much vascular occlusion. So the prognosis is much better because the recovery is much is possible in this patient. There is no much vascular occlusion except the peripheral things. Now sometimes we take help of contrast. See, the pre-contrast almost normal, T2 almost normal except subtle changes over here. But after giving contrast, the posterior circulation is improved. That is a long duration. So after 3 days this will happen. Because of the largely perfusion, but after ischemic changes. Now acute infarct, this patient acute infarct in 2001 because of mass effect. During those periods, the sides were left side on that side, right side. This way now we use right side on this and left side on that side. Anyway, so laparoscopic versions. So in 2003, you see there is pulling effect. What I have told you, to see a CT film, you need to know only 5 things. The loss of volume is one of the features. The loss of volume or glasses or atrophy causing dilatation of the right frontal. So it's a chronic. Again, the middle cerebral left middle cerebral artery is involved, and there is the peripheral. I am talking about the M3 segment branches from M3. They are not visible. What we can see. So these are occurring. So there is less chance of complete recovery to this patient. Okay. Chronic infarct, in fact, the almost entire right middle cerebral artery is occurring. Cold infarcts. Venous, I'll come to issue of venous infarct. That is one of the complicated issue what we deal with. Now, perfusion CT is another important thing. We measure cerebral blood flow, cerebral blood volume, and mean transit. Those who are doing, studying PhD, this is useful. We must have to face these questions with the examiners, those who are coming from outside. But they do, in fact, perfusion. So this patient is taken from this hospital. Patient with 4 hours post-stroke, cerebral blood flow and mean transit time, and the right-sided cerebral blood flow, mean transit time. So right-sided abnormality, tissue at risk. Non-contrast CT and cerebral blood volume. This one, cerebral blood volume, shows little abnormality. So tissue can be set. Okay. Now, stroke evaluation. Do CT to exclude hemorrhage. Okay. Hemorrhage, start treatment. Conservative or surgical. Young patient causing mass effect. You are, and there is chance of coding, or you need to decompress. Stereotactic aspiration is possible, and evacuate the patient. The patient will be normal in a short span of time. MR to exclude early ischemia, echoplanar imaging or diffusion or perfusion to customize treatment, and MR guided focus ultrasound to liquid vessel black. This is the future trend which is coming up. MR guided focus ultrasound. Okay. Basically, focus it is not done in our country. Now, for the difficulties what we face in stroke. But I told you that okay, CT, do CT, hemorrhage, or you are suspecting, you cannot save the patient came 6 hours later, there is no scope of long-radiating therapy. Again, you repeat the CT, you will get the obvious changes. Okay. But the thing is, our aim is to save the patient's damage but as far as possible. So, the difficulties what we face. Now, this is a diffusion image which shows T2 sign therapy. Okay? This is T1 or T2?
So T1. T2, sir.
This is T2.
Yes, this is T2. So, here, a bleed, acute bleed, shows hyperintensity appearance. Okay? Now, is there any info in these 4 pictures?
Sir, right parietal region.
Possible. Possible. Okay. Let's see. We have to take that forward. That is the important one. Yeah. And now, in this case, you can save the patient. In fact, the patient can go back to normal. There will be less disability. Because the burden goes to the society. A disabled person. And in fact, we are getting stroke patients in the age group of 45 to 55. At the prime age, they are suffering and getting disabled. Okay. Now, diffusion imaging has revolutionized stroke. Stroke imaging. Okay. Now, what is diffusion? Essentially, the cell membrane sodium pump stops if there is ischemic insult. The Brownian motion of hydrogen atom gets restricted, there is excessive intracellular water, and this, what I have told you, basically in MR we pick up the proton density. That will appear as bright here. The diffusion is positive from 20 minutes to 10 to 14 days after the stroke. Okay? As long as the cell membrane is intact enough to contain the excess water, the lesion remains bright. The diffusion even then returns to normal before encephalomalacia starts to show. These are the important things. Okay? Now, a false negative diffusion is not uncommon during the first 24 hours of ischemic stroke. So these are the problems. Again, vertebral insufficiency should not be ruled out on early if diffusion is negative, or especially when symptoms persist and are suggestive of stroke. That happened